What's up, guys? It's been quite a while since I did a farm update. It's been about 2 weeks and I made some pretty major changes to the mining rigs themselves and the overall garage heat exhaust setup. So today we're gonna walk through those changes, see what I did to the mining rigs and how is my heat exhaust system working now that it's getting a little hotter temperatures. I'm Jack from Modern Mining. Let's get into it. Well, the first thing you'll notice is I only have 2 mining rigs now. The third one that used to be sitting right there is totally gone. Don't worry about this. This is a future video project I'm working on. But as you guys can see, I've done some serious rearranging here, as well as getting some new cards. So I made a post on YouTube the other day that I picked up one of my favorite GPUs of all time, the EVGA For the Win 3 3070. I need to fix the RGB. The guy I bought it from had that setting going, and I'm a fan of the rainbow. It brings me back to the good old days. So I need to plug that in and change it. Let me know if you guys know, is there an easy way to get that back to the default, or do I need to plug it into a computer, download the EVGA software, all that? But anyways, I condensed everything down to 2 rigs and put this rig into the graveyard for now. That's because, as you guys know, things are super tight right now with profitability. So I was paying 30 cents a day to run 3 GPU rigs, but if I only run 2, then it's totally free, and that's HiveOS fees I'm talking about. So basically, what I was able to do is put 12 cards on 2 rigs for a total of 24 GPUs, and that allowed me to have only 2 rigs instead of 3 and save about $10 a month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're making 20 cents a day and you're paying 30 cents a day in HiveOS fees, then that is a lot. I'd said in a previous video that I had some issues. Both of these motherboards could only support 11 GPUs. So let me show you guys how I fixed that. The first thing was, on this rig, I put another PCIe splitter card into a 1X slot, which I never knew if that was actually possible to do or not. I always thought you had to plug them into the big boy slots, but with that PCIe splitter card, and I just got that off of that rig, I was able to get this rig up to 12 cards. And I did test it out. I tried to plug in a 13th GPU in there and it didn't boot, so 12 is the max for sure. And this one, I probably could have used another PCIe splitter card. I'm already using 2, but I didn't want to buy another one. So what I did was I bought, and it's hard to see in there, a little M.2 riser card. Thanks to whoever left that in the comments, but basically you can plug a PCIe riser, basically a PCIe slot into the M.2 slot, and it's like $7 on Amazon. I'll leave a link to that part down below. And with that, I was able to get this rig to 12 GPUs as well. So that's a pretty big change. Save money in HiveOS fees and save money in terms of overhead power. Not running 3 motherboards, not running 3 CPUs, not running 3 sets of RAM. So that is the first big change. Another change is I've continued to just completely airtight my garage. So any basically open space to the upstairs, I've been just taping off with plastic. It looks pretty ghetto, but I've got some areas where basically the insulation in the floor is exposed, and I just totally taped all of those off, because as I've mentioned many times, when this garage is closed, I do not want that exhaust fan sucking my AC'd air out of the house during the summer. And I have noticed some big changes. Like when I was putting up this plastic, when I had 3 sides taped, this one, when I was taping that up, I could feel cold air coming from in the house out of that one area of plastic. So it is making a difference. And I've found a variety of other holes and stuff, and my drywall work is absolutely horrid, but It's a garage, so I don't ever plan on selling this house, so I'm not too worried about it. Another thing I've been doing is closely monitoring the power usage of this exhaust fan. If you remember from a previous video, I had it on the highest setting and I would run it for 15 minutes, wait 2 hours for the heat to get back up, and then run it for 15 minutes again, tank the temperature, and then it would climb back up again. But it was climbing back up pretty quickly. So what I did was I switched to the lowest speed, but I run it for about 2 hours. And I'm gonna right now turn it on and check what the power usage is on the lowest setting versus the highest setting. If I remember, it's like 50 watts on the lowest, but let's check, maybe I'm wrong. So it looks like 80 watts on the lowest setting, as opposed to the medium setting is 90 watts. And the highest setting is 101. So really, I might need to rethink that, because 20 extra watts for the highest setting, that may be very well worth it. So I just did some quick math. Even if I run that exhaust fan for the whole month, it's only about $7. So only running it 4 hours a day, that's literally like $2, and well worth probably bumping that up to where it's going at the higher speed and running more frequently probably. But I'll pop up some of the graphs, the difference between running it longer and it's taking slower to actually ramp back up the heat. So another thing, I installed that new filtration to the garage windows. Let's take a look at how that looks. Is it collecting pollen and other dust and preventing it from getting in here? It really doesn't matter that much, because most of the time this garage is open when I'm home, so that I don't have to run that fan. But let's take a look, close this. And let's see if we can see any pollen on those filters that I put in. So it's definitely accumulating a good amount of just junk on there, which is good. So hopefully I can just kind of blow this off or rub this junk off here every once in a while so it doesn't end up getting clogged. But I'd say those are working pretty good right now. So back to the GPUs, I did some rearranging to try to make this look a little better. Got all matching EVGA XC3 cards, and then my Founders Edition cards are all over here. I'll throw a clip in here. I had to condense all these cards together because when I first put the 12 card on, I just had it hanging off the back right here, and it was a little sketchy. I thought it might fall, so I took that off and I just evenly spaced the cards, and there's still pretty decent space between them. I also got all matching fans, and they're all on now. I did the math, and even with these on, it's not a lot more watts than having them off at this time of year, because these fans would be running much hotter without them anyway. You can probably hear some power supply noise right now. That's because this guy is starting to whine a little bit. So I had this huge heat sink, and I went ahead and just stuck that on there, and that thing's getting pretty hot. So I think that's helping a little bit with the noise. It's really not a big deal, but if I'm gonna be filming videos in here, might as well try to make that as quiet as possible. It's a pretty chill day today. It's only 71 degrees in here. But the last of the GPU updates, I bought this 3070, paid $260 for the Win 3 3070. I consider that a great deal. And I sold the 3060 that was right here, and I also sold a 2070 Super. So that's what allowed me to get to exactly 24 GPUs, because I had 25. So I sold 2 and bought 1. That puts me at 24. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I know that my last few videos had all been about, oh, am I turning the mining rigs off? But no, I'm not turning them off yet. I'm doing everything I can to be the very last person who has to turn off, even if I have to turn off. I'm at 11 cents, so I really wish I could be at like 7 or 8 cents and not even have to worry about this stuff. But currently I'm at 11, and we're getting real close to that point. But when you calculate in triple mining, Zilliqa included in that mix, it's still actually relatively profitable, especially when I have all 3060 Ti's and 3070s, which are very efficient cards. So I'll see you guys next time. Just wanted to keep you updated on the farm, and happy mining, guys.